guys, it's Jeanette with Our Backroom Creations. Come on in and let me know that you're here and where you're watching from. And tonight we are going to make some fabric pinwheels. I put windmills in my description, but it is a pinwheel. You know, like the little toy. So let me know when you're here. Don't be shy, just say hi. I'm gonna get my comments pulled up. The older we get, the more or less we can read. Let's see here. Hi Jean, how are you? There we go. Joan, I'm sorry. See, I was looking at my phone. Still can't read it. That's why I have to have a TV to see my comments, or else we wouldn't be able to talk to each other. Hope you're doing well. It is Thursday. We're rounding out the week if you work Monday through Friday. Push you over here. We're going to make some fabric pinwheels. You could use them as bowl fillers. We are going to put sticks on them. Mine may not move. I couldn't find something that I wanted to use, but you can, and I'll show you when I get there what you can use to keep it so you can move. It's just a pinwheel like the kids, you know, we used to put in the garden. It's just like that. So I already started one. So, oh, my comments aren't moving. Hi, Melissa. How are you? Come on, comments, move. There we go. Oh, disappear on me. All right, there we go. Hi, Busby. How's your weather? We were 79 degrees today. So I actually just turned on my window air conditioner because it was getting a little warm in here, and it always gets warm when I turn on all the lights. So these are, you can pick, you need 2 fabrics. And you know, you want them to match or be contrasting, you know, on the color wheel, like maybe red and blue it's not opposite each other. If you've ever looked at a color wheel, you know that like orange and blue are opposite each other. There's all kinds, if you have problems with colors, there's all kinds of online color wheels. I have one in here somewhere. But usually if you have a printed pattern, you can pull colors from that. So I just did blue because I have a bright blue flower on here. And then, but I'm going to back up and I'm going to show you how to get to this point. Okay? Oh, I am sure. It feels like it's kind of humid today. So I have Heat and Bond. I used it a few weeks ago. Hi, Mary Schneider. It's to fuse 2 pieces of fabric together. This is the heavy Heat and Bond. So you have light, medium, and heavy. Heavy is what will make it out, you know, stick or stiff. I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. I can't talk tonight. So it'll make it stiff for you. If you use the other ones, your pinwheel just won't be as perky. But anyway, we're going to use, let's see what I got here. So I love this fabric. I only had a tiny little piece of it. And I tried to Google it, you know, the little image, and I can't find it anywhere. So I may be out of luck. Here's another bright one. These are patterns or fabric that was given to me here lately, and I am putting it to good use. So I'm pretty sure I put these 2 together. You see there's the yellow in there, and I lucked out because the person's things that I had acquired, the fabric, she bought kits. So these fabrics that weren't put into a quilt were put together as matching. So I didn't have to do any of that. So, because I kind of have been cutting up stuff, and so, and then we're going to use this grungy one for this one. Both got the pink and the blue in there. So come on in, guys. Don't be bashful. At least say hi so I know that you're here. Alright, so I got a little iron over here. Oh, and these are 4.5 inches. So I cut these at 4.5 and here at 4.5. Now you could cut them a little bigger because you're always going to straighten up your sides. So some people cut them 5 and then get everything put together and then they cut it down all even. I'll probably do that next time. So let me see here where, oh, there's my wax paper. I can't talk tonight. We're just going to use a piece of felt to iron on, but I'm going to put this down, and you would want to put this, this is just wax paper, something down when you do use heat and bond, because sometimes it'll either be off your fabric a little bit, or it might ooze out, and you don't want to get that on your heat pad or wherever it is that you're using. So you put, we're going to put the heat and bond to the ugly side. So you have pretty side, ugly side, faded side. Sometimes on certain fabrics it is hard to tell what's up. So I'm going to put my heat and bond. There's a paper on this side, and then this side is a little shiny and it's got little bumps on it. So that's the glue part. So the glue part goes to the back. The ugly, the faded, whatever you want to call it. And then I got me a piece of wax paper. So you don't have to like push real hard down. I just hold it there for a couple seconds. I like, these are so soft. They are the Bella Canvas brand shirts, and I love them. Okay, ooh, ouch. Okay, so we're going to set this, see how it's sticking and it's gooey. So we're just going to stick that over there and we'll glue another one. So we got that one going on. Hi Lori, how are you? I don't want to glue my other fabric. Here, we'll do this one over here. So here's another piece. Paper side, shiny, bumpy side goes to the back of your fabric. You just jumped in. Goose pumple side. You're so weird sometimes. A goose pumple. Did you mean goose pumple? Pimple? Okay. Doesn't take a whole lot. We just want to let it cool. Thank you, Mary. Until you want to cool. Then we'll peel the paper off and iron the other one. So that one goes to that one. And then we'll do it. I got 2 of these. Just want to make sure I don't have any glue, or else I might iron it to my wax paper. And you can make these whatever size you want. This just happened to be the one that I saw. We are making pinwheels, fabric pinwheels. I mean, if you have, I thought so. I'm like, what's a goose bubble? All right. Hot potatoes. Okay. So now we're back here. It doesn't take very long for it to cool down. So here's the first one we did. And you just want to grab a corner. It's just like two-sided tape, but you iron it on. And then as you peel it away, you'll see that that's shiny. And we just pull it off. And then so this will glue to something else. And we're going to glue it. Is that the one I picked for that? See, this one's that. Yeah, okay. So I'll make sure I'm not doing something else. So here, there's two pieces. So you can see here, it's a little bit odd how to tell which is the right side or the sunny side. So sometimes something will be a little faded, or sometimes you just can't tell. And we're gonna go with this side. So this one, you want the ugly side down and the pretty side up. So you're putting the glue on the back side. I think you're pulling my leg. Now see how it's a little bit off? We'll get that all evened up after we iron it together. Okay. So I went to a fabric outlet store today over in Amirsland. They used to have it here, but then they moved it way out there. It's not that far. It's only 22 miles, but it takes like 40 minutes to get there. And that's during non-tourist season. We're getting into the tourist season. Okay. So now we got those glued together. So we'll do our other ones. Just like two-sided tape, gotta tear off the backing. You'll see shiny. And this one. I didn't iron it because I figured I'm gonna iron it when I put it together. This is another one, it's hard to tell which is which. Yep, this one. But I started, especially since I was given all this fabric, what did I buy? I've already cut it up, but I found some chickens and some more chickens. But yeah, just a lot of quilting fabric. You'll take my tourist over. I don't know about that. Hi, Jamie. But I've been selling on Whatnot. So I'm selling ribbon and mesh and fabric. A gnome? What about a gnome? Thank you. Yeah, I didn't save any of that fabric for me, but I picked out fabric that if it doesn't sell, I'll like it. Okay, so here's this one. Got that one, this one. So if you would start to pull it and you don't see the shiny over here, means you didn't get it glued or heated down right. Thanks, Mary. Yeah, I saw those and I'm like, oh, I gotta get them. And then this one I really like. Isn't that pretty? It's a paisley, but it's in like, you know, the lighter colors. I thought that was so pretty. Mostly I sell fat quarters, but I have some half yards and full yards too. Just something else to help on the side. Of course, Floyd bought some camo material. I don't know what he's going to do with it. But I have been cutting fabric. Thank you. I love the bright colors. I was trying to find some more of this one because I just had a little piece of it. But it must have been. Okay, whoop, I'll wait for that to cool down. All right, so I think we can get rid of that. So here's what, here's the one that I already cut. And then we'll fold them down to the middle, and I'll stitch it, and we will get our pinwheel. So then what you do is, it's not all evened up, and the girl I watched, I forgot to write her name down, she did pinking on the outside. So you don't have to cut off a whole lot, just enough to even up everything. And I found somewhere today to get my Ginger scissors sharpened out there. The lady at the fabric store told me, because she had a pair, and I'm like, where do you get those sharpened at? Actually, Floyd asked, because he caught it before I did. So there you even it all up. You don't have to cut them with pinking shears if you don't want to. If you don't have those, they also make a pinking blade. I use that a lot. Hi Janet, how are you? Okay, so to do our slices, you can fold it to find your middle. Need my little marking pen. This one disappears with heat. Like, so you just iron it and it goes away. So I put a little dot in the middle, and I'm going to use my little slider thing fell off. I'm just going to use a little ruler, and I want about at least a half an inch on each side. Oh wow! I know it stopped scrolling there for a minute. But hi Tracy. Okay, so I just put little dots on each side, and then we want to do it this way. So I'll put the line, kind of draw the line. The line was disappearing. I drew that one all the way, but there you'll have a little box in the middle that you don't cut. Now, I don't suggest doing it with a rotary cutter. I would do it with scissors, because with a rotary cutter, you can't control where you stop as well. Hi, Brenda. So then we're just going to cut just with regular scissors. Unless you wanted to use pinking scissors, you can. So see how I stopped about a half an inch before the middle. Just like that too. So we got two. Let's see if I can make these disappear. You don't want to iron on your mats because it'll make them bubble. I did that earlier today. I just had a piece of maybe it was water. Oh, yep, it's water. That'll be good. So then you can do this. She did it with a needle and thread, so that's how I'm going to show you. This will be fun. I should have threaded it. Let's use the black on this one, because I can't see. So I have one of my the old granny needle threader. Where's my... Oh, there we go. Why won't you turn? I'm gonna end up breaking it. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to use one. I may not have to use that. It's got a fairly large eye. Woohoo! No helper. Alright, so what we're going to do is, and I was going to try one with glue in it, but then I ran out of time. So we're going to take every other one. So you leave one, turn one, leave one, turn one, leave one, turn one, and then you get the pinwheel. And we're going to sew it in the middle, okay? So I'm just going to put it right up through the middle, and hopefully, let me find it. It'll be a little tough. Oh, that's not a very pointed one. It'll be a little hard to push through just because it's got that heavy heat and bond in the middle. So you might have to like why that one's so dull. Maybe it's a darning. I bet you it's a darning needle. Darn it. Okay. Just need to make my hole. So you want to put it down in the corner, but you want to leave yourself enough. Leave yourself enough that it's not going to rip your stitch out. Hey, Crafty Hawk Mom. So that one, so I'm just pre-drilling. We're pre-drilling our holes because that heat and bond's makes it pretty hard, you know, just from regular sewing. There we go. All right, so I used a needle just to go through. So we're gonna go up through the middle. I can see my hole already made. I have a thimble somewhere. Oh, my little knot wasn't big enough. It's a darn it needle, that's right. I never could do the where you just roll the thread and it'll just make a knot. Kind of old school. Okay, so we're going to put it up through the bottom. Maybe I just won't pull it all the way through. There we go. Okay, so we're up through the bottom, and then you're going to bring it over, fold it over, and we already pre-drilled our corners. No, it's kind of hard to see. Wow, that's really hard. I have a thimble somewhere so I don't like There it is. This isn't a real pointy one, so it's having a little bit of a hard time. There we go. So then when you... This is what not to do. Okay. Well, that hole ought to be big enough now for me to... Excuse me. My voice has been like disappearing this week after I get talking. So then that's going to bring... I'm about ready to glue it. Make a knot so it doesn't go through. You can laugh, I don't care. I stopped crocheting because my hands just don't work like they used to. Why won't this stay in? I know what. I think because the needle's so big and the thread is so, it's just regular sewing thread. So am I. Darn needle and not being kind of, it is. So what I'm going to do, probably if I use like crocheting thread or something, all I have is white. So where my now it can't come, now it won't hopefully not go through. So it's up through the middle, go through our hole in the corner. That's probably not the, here's the one I just went through. So I would suggest using a very stiff or a sharp needle. Okay. Woohoo! So this is what it looks like. And then we're going to go back down. The next one will have a very sharp needle. The stuff is so thick. Okay, we're not gonna, mine aren't gonna spin, so you know what? I'm gonna cheat and use glue. After all that. But that's how you would do it, is you would just sew, you would put this down and sew it through, and then you go every other. Every other, whoops, corner. So then that's what it would look like. Hi Gloria, we're making pinwheels, but I'm having a little bit of difficulty, but we're gonna glue it instead of sew it. Now if you really wanted them, the girl that I watched, she used a thumbtack and she just pushed it all through the thumbtack and then she pushed it into a pencil. So, but we're gonna glue it. Mine aren't gonna move. It's just gonna be more of a decorative. Don't try to put a ton of glue on there, because it'll just get messy. Thank you. I love this fabric. I found some similar, but the fabric that she bought was from Connecting Threads, and it's clear up in Canada. There we go. Okay, so there's our pinwheel. take my tape off the back now. So there's our pinwheel. And then what I have is some dowel rods. I think they're a quarter. That sounds about right. 1/4 of an inch. But then I have, and this is totally up to you. You could just make pinwheels and put them in a bowl or something. Thank you, Mary. But now these are all like really fun straws. I don't think I have any plain ones because I use these to make my popsicles like at the holidays. So you can take, now I cut these in half. They come 12 inches. Hi, Carol. And so they slide right in. Now these are pretty sturdy, but if you wanted something, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you wanted something, you know, like to stand up or be able to poke something in. Now what I do when I use the stick inside of the straw, I cut it to the size I want, and then I put a little dab of glue in there. That way it doesn't slide, or shouldn't slide. Okay, so we got our stick. Now, if we were sewing it, you could just have this ready, and as you sewed each petal, go over and over, but I'm going to go with it. Just because it's so much easier. If you wanted to, you could put a little piece of fabric over it, so, you know, be a better hold. Yeah, I need to get some plain colored, some red, white, and blue ones. Ooh, stars. And these are just the paper straws like you get in the party section at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, all that. So there's our pinwheel. Now we need to find something for the middle. And I got out some buttons. If you were doing blingy blingy, hi Yolanda. I have this is Hobby Lobby, this is Totally Dazzled, Amazon. These have no fastener, they're just called flatbacks. So you could, if you wanted a blingy blingy one, like maybe a pink one, and you were making decorations for a little girl's party. These are little flowers. I think I got these at Walmart. It's the wrong color, but you know, you could do something like that. But we are just going to use a button. So there's red and yellow. Oh, not that bright a yellow. That's better. Oh, I like that one. So we're just gonna glue, but you could sew. Thank you, Janet. Isn't that cute? Like I said, you don't have to put a stick on them, but you know, the traditional pinwheels do have sticks on them. Or you could just paint. If you just wanted something solid color, you could just paint the stick and then glue it on there. You could put ribbons on there. You could put all kinds of things. So there's that one. Let's make this one. Oh, this one, I kind of get the ink off of it. maybe, nope, let's not do that one. I gotta get the ink off. So this one still needs, thank you, Lori, evened up. So I'm just cutting off just enough to do the pinking part and even up all the sides. Make sure that you do this after it's really, really cool. You don't want to do it when it's warm, or else you'll get all that glue on your pinking shears. And trust me, you do not want to have to glue, thanks Brenda, clean up glue off your pinking shears. It's a pain in the rear. So just like that. So I'm not going to put as many marks on it, just because it didn't want to fade. I don't know if it's because the heat and bond's in there. So the heat and bond, that glue soaks into the fabric, because it's supposed to disappear with water. Okay, I'm just going to put a little dot where my corner is. And a 1/2 inch on each side of that dot. So I'm just going to guesstimate. Yeah, we had big ones, and Grandpa put a windmill, you know, the ones that are about 8 foot tall, in the garden. Grandma had it just escaped my mind, the yellow and orange marigolds around the garden. It helps keep stuff out. So I just folded it and went on my crease. But if you need to mark it out and do it that way, you can. So here's where you're just going to fold every other corner. Corner meaning of the triangle. It helps. You know, but people put scarecrows in their corn to keep the crows away. It doesn't always work. My grandma also did aluminum pans, like pie plates. And she would put 2 on strings on a pole, just a short pole. And then when the wind blew, they banged together, and that definitely helped keep them away. So just remember, you don't want to do this, because you're not making a pinwheel. So we'll go in with the next one. We had to put 7 dust on our stuff, on the broccoli and cauliflower, because the green worms and stuff and the bugs would eat it. I grew up on a small farm, so we canned, we froze. I snapped beans until my fingers were sore, because that's what you did. Poor Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit can go get his food somewhere else. Because I wasn't allowed to go anywhere until I was 16, unless it was like with church youth group or something like that. But I couldn't go anywhere with friends or anything. My mom had to drive me. Most of my friends got their licenses before I did, because back in the day, you know, they kept moving up the time that you had to be 5 to start kindergarten. I actually started kindergarten when I was 4. So I graduated high school when I was 17. There we go. Let's find a button for this one. Forget why. I have leaf buttons. I don't know why, but so we could put red. That kind of blends in. I'd like it to stand out. Oh, I've seen a turquoise one in here. Yeah. Oop. Of course, that kind of blends in too. I'm gonna stick with that. I like the turquoise one. Same thing. Did you? Yeah, I graduated in June, and then I didn't turn 18 until August. And then I got married in September. So you could just paint your stick and glue it on there. Just make these and put them in a bowl. Whatever floats your fancy. I just cut these apart with my side cutters. It just leaves a little bit of a rough spot, so I just use that to October. Wow. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, because back then, you know, you didn't have to know how to read and all that. That's what you learned in school, and you had to have a rug to take a nap. Kindergarten's not like that no more. So the other, you could just paint your stick if you wanted to. You don't have to use a straw. But they're cute. You can make them bigger. So these are meant as decorative. They're not really to go outside. They don't turn or anything. I mean, if you wanted to put them outside, I would spray it with like a Krylon, the clear, or a waterproof one. Like you mine's the 15th, Lori. August 15th. Yep. But I had a friend, she was my maid of honor. She didn't turn 18 until October. So when she was in my wedding, she was actually 17. So you can make them as big as you want. I wouldn't make them too big because even though this is stiff, you know, it's still bendy. So the bigger you got, pinwheel for gnomes, the bigger you get, it might not hold its shape as well. But you know, I would say you could probably go up to 6 or 7 inches. My markings didn't come off of that one. That's my favorite color. We're going to glue it anyway. Oh, thinking the porch area, I would just spray it with, like I have I want to say Hellman's, but that's mayonnaise. Leo's. Yep. If it's like a porch area that's got a roof, I wouldn't worry too much about it. You can spray it with the clear spray, and that should do it. So just go every other. I think that doesn't want to come off because all that glue that's in the fabric. You could put glitter or something. Mod Podge! You know, I was just sitting here thinking about that. I would say Mod Podge would work. I know, aren't they, Jamie? I just want to make some and not put sticks on them. And put them in a bowl. Or, like in a wood bowl. Or you just put little sticks on them. And they could, you know, be a dough bowl filler. I love bowl fillers. Except for my cat does too. So I have to kind of be a little creative with what I put out. Because she'll take it out for me. Remember Miss Tracy made those cinnamon pumpkins for dough bowl fillers? I think they do. Or at least the dishwasher safe one. Right? So there's that one. We're almost finished up. So I don't know if you've heard anybody else. We're trying something new. You know how sometimes it's just such a rush to get everything done in 45 minutes? So you may see a creator go extra time, just a little bit, up to 15 minutes. But the next creator is going to already start. Every 45 minutes, we're going to start. So you may have just a little bit of overlap. But that's just to give us a little bit more time, because you know sometimes I don't finish. So cute. I think I might make some of these for the shop. Make little ones and just bunch them together, like 3 together. But make sure you join Craft Around the Clock if you're not a member over there. It's free. Just make sure you answer Miss Tracy's questions to keep the weirdos out. And make sure to follow me so you know when I go live. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will be live tomorrow around supper for the Fun Friday event. You never finish. So I hope to see you soon. Guys, have a great night.